Welcome, everyone. You've reached Grandma Mo, and we're reviewing the Aces against the Minnesota Lynx, the only game that was played here on Saturday. Appreciate it if you could hit that subscribe button for me. We're a fairly new channel, and we're trying to reach 500 subscribers, so appreciate that. So this game, it was almost over in the first quarter, unfortunately for the Aces. Minnesota was McBuckets was just going on a heater. She hit her first 8 threes. And then she didn't hit anything after that. She didn't need to. She was one away from the record, tying the record of most threes in a game. But I saw her interview after the game there on the floor, and she was like, well, it doesn't matter. The win's more important, which... that's the epitome of the team that is Minnesota. It's all about the team. It's not about one player or another. And, they are a well-oiled machine. Oh, my goodness. They shot, as a team, 60% from the floor. Even better, they shot 63% from three. They were 17 for 27 from three. And Kayla McBride was 8 for 10 of those. And then Heidemann was 3 for 4. Collier was 2 for 3. Bridget Carlton was 2 for 3. They couldn't miss. It was over for the Aces early. It was 35-17 in the first quarter, and then another 30-point quarter, 32-16 in the second. After that, Becky Hammond just benched her starters. And, unfortunately for the Lynx, I have a feeling that Cheryl Reeve was going to take Collier out at the end of the third, but Collier didn't make it. And she had... we used to call them, when I played back in the 70s and 80s, we used to call that a wangle. Your ankle turns inward. And hers turned... It was an anterior, which means front, just complete rollover. If you didn't see the game... She was just, it was less than 30 seconds left in the third quarter. She was just trotting down the court, and the ball went up, and Alana Smith was in front of her, and Alana put her foot back right at the moment when her Fee stepped forward. And you could see her ankle just roll. It rolled bad. So she didn't even get up from that. They had to stop the game. And she ended up walking off later, but that was not she's probably going to be out for a little while, I would guess. But, I've always wondered, when I played college basketball from 80 to 84. We used to wear Adidas top 10s. I would never think of playing basketball with low tops, and everybody does that now. I don't remember when that changed. But I would never, I would get my ankles taped, and then you'd have those high tops on. And now, I don't know, there was probably some study that was done and said there's no difference. But up here, it used to make you feel your ankles. If you had weak ankles, which I did, I fell out of a tree when I was, 5 years old or 6 years old, and sprained both my ankles. So my ankles were always... The ligaments were gone in my ankles pretty much. So I'd tape them up really strong and put the high tops on, and I could go. But just mentally, it felt better to have those high tops around your ankles. I don't know. But, Fee's hurt. And... I saw some stuff on social media. Oh, you're up 50 points. Take her out of the game sooner. I'll bet Fee just wanted to play. I guarantee, because she took McBride out just a little earlier than that. So I'm thinking she would have taken her out in the fourth quarter. So, and the other thing is that an injury can happen in the first minute of the game. It can happen at any time. And that was just dumb luck. That was just bad luck. The fact that Alana Smith, I think it was either her or Jessica Shepard, just happened to step back right when she put her foot down and just that could happen at any time. So anyway, let's see. Minnesota had 4 people in double figures. McBride had 24 points. That was her 8 threes. And that was, she had 5 assists, 2 rebounds for a total of 24 points. Alana Smith had 7 points. She had 6 rebounds. Collier had 18 points. And, she had only played those 3 quarters. She was 6 for 10. She shot 54%, 67% from 3 for 18 points. She had 5 assists, 3 rebounds. She ended up having 3 turnovers and 2 steals. Bridget Carlton had 6 points, 1 steal, 1 turnover, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. She was 2 for 4, 2 for 3 from 3. So, Courtney Williams, she was 4 for 5 from the floor and 100% from 3. She had 9 points. She had 9 assists and 6 rebounds. And she ended up getting a block. She had 2 steals and a block. So, even though she wasn't a huge scorer in that's quite a contribution from Courtney Williams. Jessica Shepard, very good game for her. 18 points, 14 rebounds, so she got a double-double. And she was 7 for 8 from the floor. She was only 4 for 7 from the foul line, though. That's amazing that you can shoot a lower percentage from the foul line than from, just regular playing. Heidemann had 17 points. She was 7 for 10 overall. 70%. The only one that shot better than her was McBride. 3 for 4 from 3. 75%. Just phenomenal. Kundalikova had 8 points. She had 4 rebounds. She had a block and a steal. And then Yvonne Anderson got in the game. She played 12 minutes. She ended up not scoring. And then Kosu got in. She scored 4 points. So as a team, Minnesota shot 59% from the floor, 63% from 3. They had 45 rebounds. The Aces had 22. Let's see. What's the turnover? 15 turnovers for Vegas and 10 for Minnesota. This was probably as close to a perfect game as you could get from Minnesota. I mean, the Aces had no chance unless they shot, 50% too. They ended up shooting 34%, 30% from 3, and they were only 50% from the line. Kirsten Bell had 4 points. Asia Wilson had 10. She was out by halftime, or just after halftime. She had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers. She was 4 for 11 from the floor. Nalissa Smith had 7 points. She was 3 for 6. Jackie Young only had 6 points, 3 for 7. She didn't even play a full half. She was out by halftime. Chelsea Gray had 3 points. She was 1 for 6 from the... she hit a 3-point shot. That was it. Drew Lloyd actually shot pretty well. She was 5 for 10. She was their leading scorer with 12 points. Megan Gustafson had 6 points. She was 2 for 4 from 3. Dane Evans had a foul shot. Aaliyah Nye had 6 points. And Kia Stokes actually hit a 3. That's her first in a long time. So, anyway, let's see. Minnesota got 23 points off turnovers. Biggest lead, 53 points. Fast break points, 29-2. Points in the paint, 42-28. And Vegas has a back-to-back, so they're playing our team here in Northern California. They're playing the Valkyries tomorrow. So I was kind of hoping that Minnesota would wear them out, but as it turns out, Vegas' starters were up by halftime. So I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for the Valkyries, but Vegas is now 14-14, and Minnesota is 24-5. So congratulations to the Lynx, and we'll see how tomorrow goes for the Aces, and hopefully Fee's okay. From that ankle roll that I saw, she's probably going to be out for a little bit. So, but Minnesota is so balanced, and so it's probably it may not even affect them that much. I mean, it will a little bit if they play um, the top tier teams, Phoenix, Seattle, Atlanta, New York. Although New York has been faltering lately, but they got Emma Mieseman is now signed, and she's going to be in there, so that's going to make New York a lot better. But it may take her a little time to get acclimated, but we'll see. Anyway, we have, let me see how many games we have tomorrow. I know there's more than one or two. Let's see. Yeah, we have 5 tomorrow. So you have New York versus Connecticut, Washington and Atlanta, Indiana and Seattle. That ought to be a good game. Phoenix and Chicago, and then we have the Aces and the Valkyries. Let's see. New York, Connecticut. That's a 1 p.m. game, so 10 o'clock here on the West Coast. And then we have 2 games at 3 o'clock, which will be noontime West Coast. And then 2 late games, Phoenix and Chicago, and the Aces and the Valkyries at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 p.m. West Coast time. So lots of games to look forward to. And we'll see how it goes. So we'll see you next time.